Well, alright. Good morning, good afternoon. Rokani David is my name, and here I am to bring you the combined 11 of Arsenal versus Manchester City. Many of you have been asking it for me, and finally, I've made up my mind to really come up and go into this argumentative video because I know it's very hard to agree, but I know everyone is entitled to his own opinion, and obviously you'll go into the comment section and tell me what you think about this combined 11 I've come up with of Arsenal versus Manchester City. And it's all about available players. Secondly, it's all about this season. I'm not going to go back and say this player has been so good for previous number of years, although this one is not good, I'm going to put him in. That's out. It's all about this season, and I think we are all going to be at par. So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as don't miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, all of these two managers use the same system as we've known them, not so? They are using a system of 4-3-3. Not so? That is Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta. And they have lots of things in common, though the way they really play the game of football sometimes differs because of how direct Arsenal is. And Man City is not a direct team. They just continue to pass that ball and obviously bring it to where you are. So the system is 4-3-3 for the team of Manchester City versus Arsenal combined 11. And let's get into the players and who is starting where. Now, the first contagious position is going to be the goalkeeping department. Man City's first choice goalkeeper is Edson Mahrez. Arsenal's first choice goalkeeper is Aaron Ramsdale. Of the two, Rokani David, who are you going to go with? And I really want to be so much basic. Now, when you look at Aaron Ramsdale, he's really a very good goalkeeper. This season has kept more clean sheets than Mahrez. I think both have 9, not so? They have 9 clean sheets. But Aaron Ramsdale, good at ball distribution, good at shot stopping. He's an elite goalkeeper, if I might say, according to me. Now, when you look at Edson Mahrez, clean sheets, good shot stopper, passes the ball, and I think in the world I think him and Alisson and Manuel Neuer are the best goalkeeper distributors in the world. Best ball distributors in the world. Now, the question comes in: Aaron Ramsdale or Edson Mahrez? I believe I'm going to go with this man. I'm going to go with Edson Mahrez over Aaron Ramsdale because I've seen Edson Mahrez. He's consistent season in, season out. Even this season, he has really been up to the standards. But I think Ramsdale is really one of those goalkeepers that soon he'll get into this position of beating every goalkeeper in the Premier League. He has a very high ceiling. He just needs to go on and doing his work. But I think even if Mikel Arteta had Edson Mahrez, he would always pick him ahead of Ramsdale. And obviously, if we had Edson Mahrez at Arsenal, would he have gone in to buy another goalkeeper? I doubt, because this goalkeeper helps you build from the back and is one of the best ball distributors in the world. Let's go to the right back. Ben White, Kyle Walker. Ben White having a very tremendous season. Very, very, very good season. Playing as a right back, being played as a right back for the very first time in his career. I believe he used to play there at Leeds, at Brighton, but known as he has consistently this season at Arsenal. This season, his entire season has been written in 2 words: right back. He has been a right back throughout. Not even any time have I seen Mikel Arteta bringing him to play to the central defense. Nara. That has not happened. So that means he's a certified right back, playing very well this season, and I think he's really great. Now, Kyle Walker, I believe he had some spells of injuries, but he came in through and really played very well. Even at the English national team, he benched Ben White. And I've seen people coming out and really putting out allegations, all stories that Ben White is better going forward than Kyle Walker. And I said, guys, which game of football are we watching? Kyle Walker has a perfect cross going forward. Kyle Walker is really a fast and good player. He balances the two, the offensive and the defensive. He balances it very, very well. That is Kyle Walker for you. And I believe Ben White is solid, but going forward, I think his game is lacking. That's it. So I'm going with this man in this combined 11. I'm going with Kyle Walker. But I know most of you are really afraid right now, especially Arsenal fans, saying, but Rokani, you've not given us any player. Guys, relax and float. It's a combined 11. Just get your tea, get your cold sip, sit on your couch, and watch the space until the 11 players are done, and see which team is going to be having the most number of players. Now, let's go to the left back. Nathan Ake versus Zinchenko. Arsenal's first choice left back is not KNT and it's Zinchenko. You all know that. Man City's first choice left back now is Nathan Ake. He has been playing there most of the season, even if Cancelo was here. Rico Williams played there a little bit, but I think it's Nathan Ake and Zinchenko. And guys, this is no brainer. It's no brainer. However much a City fan comes in through and really says all what about Nathan Ake, but I think this guy is one of the best left backs in the league. That is Zinchenko, and I put him into that position. That is no brainer. Guys, according to me. Now, let's go to the central defense partnerships. Arsenal having Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. Man City are having a Kanji, Nathan Ake, a Kanji, Ruben Diaz, Laporte, Ruben Diaz. Laporte and Ruben Diaz have been injured almost this entire season. They've just returned. John Stones, right now as we speak, is injured. So I think he has been having bad spells and good spells. But let's talk about a defensive partnership that has been consistent ever since the season started, and they've played every game for their club. You know, when you're doing combined 11s, we consider lots of things, because I'm not going to come out and go for an injury-prone player in my combined 11, yet there is a player who has shown me that I'm really good and I can go all out and play these games the entire season. Now, Akanji is the most consistent central defender who plays on the right side of the central defense of Arsenal. You get? Not of Man City. Now, Akanji versus Saliba. Guys, on any day, I go with Saliba into the central defense on the right side. The only person that would have come in through and really put him out is Ruben Diaz, provided he was really consistent. But Ruben Diaz, ever since the World Cup, has been injured, and there is no way I put him over Saliba. Saliba has been a player that has been playing very, very well, and I think he's one of those that deserves to make this combined 11. Then, on the left side of the central defense, they play with either Laporte or Nathan Ake. Guys, this guy is underrated, but I believe he deserves to be here, and he deserves to be playing on the left side of the central defense of my combined 11 of Man City versus Arsenal. So, I'm going for Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba. That's it, because they've been elite this season, and let's appreciate them. So that is the back four. Arsenal having 3 players, and obviously Man City having 1. Now let's go to the central defensive midfield, the most controversial position. Rodri versus Thomas Partey versus Jorginho. Jorginho is good, but he's not the first choice central defensive midfielder of Arsenal. Thomas Partey is for Arsenal, and Rodri is for Man City, and I don't want to hear anyone mentioning Calvin Phillips, because he has been injury prone and has failed to make it through into the starting 11 of City. So Rodri versus Thomas Partey. I believe Rodri is really a majestic and fantastic player, but even Thomas Partey is immaculate for Arsenal. He has been integral in what everything Arsenal have done. He is that gum to the team. He operates the engine room at a level that no one even thinks of this season. And this season, I believe this guy is better than Rodri. According to me, I believe Thomas Partey takes the slot for me. For me, Thomas Partey takes the slot over Rodri. I know Very many City fans are going to come out in the comment section. Rokani, how do you say Thomas Partey is better than Rodri? This season, I believe Partey has been really a very good player. And the reason as to why Partey has not been making it into these conversations of Partey versus Rodri and Partey versus Jorginho, Partey versus Fabinho is simple. He has been an injury-prone player, but this season, Partey has gone ahead to play very many games for Arsenal. And if you are to count the games that Partey has missed, they are not more than 3 or 4 in the Premier League for Arsenal. He has almost played every game for Arsenal. So, with all what has gone ahead to put out on the field of play, Partey is really good. And to give you an exact explanation as to why I've gone in with for Partey, remember the game Arsenal played in the FA Cup versus Man City. When Partey was in that midfield for the first 45 minutes of the game, Rodri was nowhere to be seen. He consolidated him, he combated him, and Man City were not even going or winning the midfield battle. When Partey got out because he had gotten a ribs injury and they brought on Sambi Lokonga, that's when Rodri became active. But when Partey was there, Rodri was pocketed by Partey. That's why I go in for Partey this time round. Now, the other two positions, we are having the following midfielders to choose on. Odegaard, Xhaka, Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan. Those 4 midfielders that you're going to choose on. Maybe even Bernardo Silva. But this season, I think Xhaka is good, but he cannot come into this team. Bernardo Silva is good, but I believe there are 2 more players that I believe are really better. And one of those, to me, is the best player in the Premier League for now. Ilkay Gundogan, yes, but I don't think he comes into the starting 11. So to me, I believe these 2 players should be in this team. The first one is Kevin De Bruyne, evergreen, and obviously Eva on point, and this other man should be in my team. That is Martin Odegaard. To me, he's the best player in the Premier League this season, by far, according to me. He's playing very well. Even when Arsenal was drawing with Brentford, he's the one who really releases Saka to go in for that curling effort to the far post that finds Trossard, and Trossard taps in the back of the net. So I'm going Odegaard, Partey, Kevin De Bruyne. That is my midfield 3. That's it. Now, let's go to the left forward. Jack Grealish versus Gabriel Martinelli. I know Jack Grealish is trying to lift up himself, putting in assists, bringing penalties for his team. And Martinelli, it looks like he's really dropping off, but we are talking about the entire season. I believe a player that was bought £100 million, putting out such an output, versus a player who was bought from the 5th division of the Brazilian league and brought in at Arsenal, now is performing right now. I believe Martinelli has really taken that slot over Jack Grealish. I go with Gabriel Martinelli over Jack Grealish. I may see him having some bad spells now, but I believe he's a better player than Jack Grealish and is going to have to orchestrate it this season. That is a player called Gabriel Martinelli. Now, let's go to the center forward. Nketiah versus Haaland. It would have been more interesting if we had Gabriel Jesus into the mix, because a lot of arguments would have been raised that would you like to have Haaland leading your line or Jesus leading your line? It's Eddie Nketiah versus Haaland. Eddie Nketiah, ever since has really started to play for Arsenal, I think he has scored some good goals, like 6. And I don't think Haaland has scored 6 goals for Man City ever since return from the World Cup. Has he? I think in the Premier League he has like 3 or 4. And he has not gone ahead to score very many. And I'm not going to put his scale that he has gone ahead, the number of goals he has scored, versus Eddie Nketiah has not been playing. That's why I've told you that it would have been better if I thought it was Gabriel Jesus or Haaland. But this time round, it's Eddie Nketiah versus Haaland. Obviously, it's no brainer. But Nketiah has put in a show. He has put in a show, scoring a brace against Manchester United, scoring against Brighton, scoring against West Ham, and those are 4 goals. Then he went ahead to score 2 in the FA Cup. Those are 6 goals ever since returned from the World Cup. Nketiah has been really a blessing to Arsenal. He's trying to fill in those boots of Jesus. Though they are too heavy and big, but I think he's partially tried. He's partially tried, but you can't put Nketiah ahead of Haaland. Not so. We all know that it's supposed to be Erling Haaland. Not so. Now, the other position is the right forward. Saka versus Mahrez. You know, it's really a tight one for me. Very, very, very tight for me. And I know Saka is really a very good player, and people have always come and criticized me that, Rokani, you don't like Bukayo Saka. You are just criticizing him. Guys, I like Bukayo, but there are certain things that I really believe that he's not having. He doesn't have the player. He doesn't have, I'm meaning the flair, not the player. He doesn't have the flair, according to me. He lacks that flair. He lacks it, and we all have to admit. And if you are told that you are having Bukayo Saka versus Mahrez, who do you start? You are having a finale that's going to be played tomorrow, the most important game of your season. Guys, be objective. Get out the feelings of your clubs. Let's be objective on who you would play ahead of the other. And for my case, I believe it's this man all day. It's this man all day. That's it. I go with Mahrez over Bukayo Saka. Though Saka is really a very good player, I believe, but right now Mahrez is really a player that gives you a lot. Goals, assists, flair. You get the way he puts your opponent on tension. He's the player that you love to play, you love to see play all day. It's very hard to silence him. I know he has been having bad spells with Manchester United, was sat down by Malacia, but I believe he's a better player than Bukayo Saka. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. You've watched my combined 11, and that is it. It's 6-5 split. Arsenal having 6 players, and Man City is having 5. And I think you've enjoyed it. Not so? So your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. That has been my combined 11 of Arsenal versus Man City. For now, it's really Ederson in goal over Ramsdale, Kyle Walker over Ben White, Zinchenko versus Nathan Ake, Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes over all the central defense partnerships of City, Partey over Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne and Odegaard over Gundogan and Grant Xhaka, Haaland over Nketiah, Martinelli over Jack Grealish, and Mahrez over Bukayo Saka. That's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching in. First video of the day. Let's wait for the huge game later in the night. As you know how we do it, the match day live is going to be up and running an hour to the start of the game. May the Almighty bless you abundantly. I'm out.